Hello, 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 ladies, gents. Welcome along to Thursday evening, where we have the second round of the WEC Experience Online Championship here in Le Mans Ultimate. I was just had a slight little brain fart there as to what series it is that we are actually competing in. But yes, we're going to be having fun this evening because this is the first race that I'll be doing with the brand new hypercar tyres that dropped on Tuesday during the day. So yeah, this should be good fun. This should be a good fun and interesting race. We are in split one, so things are going to be very, very busy. Hopefully we can do well and survive, and hopefully score ourselves some decent points. Excuse me 1 second. There are 15 of us in total here in the session, and there are a good number of people in front of me who have a higher rating than myself. So I feel I'll be in a pretty good spot. So yeah, should be good fun. Should be good fun nonetheless. But yeah, we'll be... Oh my god. Just seeing some of the chat that some of the people are saying about some of the times that they're kind of expecting with regards to hypercar pace. They're expecting 53s? Not that fast, surely. But yeah, we'll see how things go. We'll see how things go. Hopefully, we can have ourselves a good result. Top 10, hopefully top 5 will be great. But obviously, with the new tyres, we kind of got to deal with all the physics and everything revolving around those, and making sure that we survive. We've kind of got on. It feels like I've got on top of things somewhat. On the car. The car's not 100% refined, it could be better, but kind of run out of time to do any more sort of fiddling. So, I'm just going to double check. Ready? Surely not, but maybe. Okay, curious. I was just having a quick look there at the race strategy, seeing what it's telling me to do, and the fuel ratios are very, very different to what I've ran in the past. But then again, I've also read that, or heard, that things are slightly different in terms of fuel efficiency with the hypercars now. Things are a little bit more efficient, I think, from what I've read. So, bear me 1 second whilst I do some quick maths in my head, because getting this right is going to be very, very important with the warm-up on these tyres now, because the first 3 laps are basically bringing everything up to temperature. By the end of the 3rd lap, everything should be there, all good to go. So, just making final last-minute adjustments. Or we are going to jump in and head out onto the circuit. So let's go ahead and bring up the game. Do that. Oh, we do have 8 tyres. Cool. Right. Let's go head towards the pit exit then, and get ourselves out on track, and you'll see just how sketchy these tyres are when cold. So yeah, they start off stone cold, pretty much kind of slightly below track temperature. Straight away you can see that the car's a bit more lively than it was in the past, and there was very little grip through the corners, so we'll definitely be taking it easy here. Certainly on this first lap, this is where things are most dangerous, so it's all about just basically being patient and letting the tyres kind of slowly bring themselves up to temperature, because you get a lot of micro slides if you try and push the tyres. So you gotta be really, really tentative when they are this cold to begin with. It's even there. Fifth gear, doing 100 miles an hour, tyres are wanting to spin up. Thankfully, traction control is helping us, and the new force feedback, which is a little bit stronger than it was previously, is able to communicate things a little bit better and let us know that the rear end is starting to step out. But yeah, I'm just going to take it real nice and easy with the tyres for these first few laps, and then start to push a little bit more later. Hey Jensen, how's it going, mate? The funny thing is, on this outlap here, hypercars are slower than the GT3s are. That's how tricky it is on the stone cold slicks. And I'd say it is actually pretty realistic. I was there at Daytona last year in 2025, and watching the cars on the outlap versus those who are on their hot lap, it was kind of ridiculous. A car would come out the pits, and as a car on tyres that were up to temperature was just coming into turn 1, they'd probably be going through Western Horseshoe to turn 5, and by the end of the lap they'd be caught, even though there's like a good 20-25 seconds between the two. And yeah, in some conditions where the cars or the track temperature has been very, very cold, we've seen cars really, really struggle on stone cold tyres. So it feels ridiculous, but it does also seem pretty appropriate and realistic. Either way, let's see what we can do here in this qualifying session today. As you can see, still not up to temperature enough yet to push. It's taking much longer than it was prior to the patch. So prior to the patch, we'd basically have the tyres up to temperature in half a lap. Not the case anymore. We're still not up to temperature yet. We kind of want to be looking at 60-65 degrees C on a tyre to have it providing good, sufficient grip to really push. So you can see who's been taking it easy, who's been pushing the tyres a fair bit harder. We are going to gain a huge amount of time here on this lap in comparison to that last one. As you can see, a second before we even get to turn 3. Still have to take it easy through here though, because not all the tyres are up to temperature yet, and it's quite skittish. There you can see, look. Some tyres have the grip, like the front left, but the rest don't and can't keep up with that grip demand. So it's going to be the next couple of laps that are really going to allow us to push. Oh, that's a big question that I'm going to have to read on the straight. Should they increase quality time? I feel like a new type R sometimes unable to read the rest of it. Turns into a one-shot quality session. I do wonder that. Thing is, we've got... Well, we can do 2 more laps. I've overfueled, that's for sure. But we've got time for 2 more laps here, and tyres are now pretty much... Well, I'm going to start wanting them. Oh no. Right, we're not going to be using these tyres for the race. We'll spin her back around again. I'm doing good, thank you, yep. Cheers for asking, Jensen. We winning today? No, definitely not. Some of the times that these guys are talking about are absolutely ridiculous. Like a second and a half, 2 seconds quicker than what I've been doing in practice. So I'm quite nervous and apprehensive as to what the fastest times are going to be like. There might be either some BSing going on, or we are going to be seeing a fairly significant split between some drivers who are able to do 53s, 54s, and those who can't. I'm in probably can't category. I could do high 54s, I reckon. But nowhere near the 53s. Right, one last attempt. But let's try and nail this. A little bit bouncy there in turn 1, which I didn't really want, but... Steady as she goes through this section. This is better. Oh, well away from the apex there. Hopefully it will be an entertaining race, Jensen. Certainly going to be a tricky one, that's for sure. Quite as tidy in the final corner as I wanted to be. Ooh, up into P8. Just ahead of Jardier. Ooh. Close. Oh, Leon's up in P6. Bloody hell. Wow. Well, this is going to be interesting. Very interesting. Oh. Hello, Luca. Right. Now this is scaring me. People doing 153s. I'm gonna need to adjust my race strategy here. $500. Let's go with that. Hoping that everything else will be okay.
Teams and drivers go to the grid for a race start.
Alright. Very quickly go to Lou. BRB. Alright, we are back. Fresh tyres. 0.88 fuel. This is the setup that I'm running. So everyone can see that. Hopefully we're all good to go. Let's see how this pans out. Not liking this 65 FPS. Give me more.
Formation lap has started.
Alright. Let's try and lock in. FPS is not ideal. But it is what it is. We're gonna be in and around there, I reckon. Remember to start in the right gear this time. Whoa. Hopefully not in the middle of this corner, please. Thank you.
Green flag.
Right, let's go. Oh my god. Nice and easy, nice and easy. Through that opening chaos there. We did pick up some damage from that, but hopefully it's not going to affect us too much. Good drive off the exit. Right, we're P8. And holding on. Oh, some people running deep here. Come on, Leon. Go. Through. Somehow managed to avoid making contact in all amongst all that. How has Jardier got that start? He was there behind us alongside in turn one, and then in amongst all the chaos he managed to nip on through and pop himself up into fourth. Oh, yeah, we managed to get a really good drive coming off the exit of the corner, which really helped us. Bit of slipstream as well. These two battling is helping us out here. Another send into turn one. Gone well wide. So yeah, I'll take that one. I think he was just letting us through there, actually, to be fair. So this is good. P6. P5, and that is in sight. Yeah, I think Jars did get quite lucky. I think everything just kind of opened up for him. So I had to hesitate with a car there spinning right in front of me. Thankfully he did spin off to the inside, but we still end up, as you saw, making contact with it, so picked up some light damage. Wait until the tyres are a little bit more in the window, and then I might make a anti-roll bar adjustment just to try and compensate for the damage on the front of the car. I did see, Kev, you were asking about how I got the Track IR clip onto the side of my headset. Thankfully, on my headset there is a thinner section. When you adjust the lengths, you can probably see it a little bit on the sides there, and it clips in on that quite nicely. I'm aware that obviously with much thicker headsets it's going to be a bit more of a pain in the ass to actually mount and clip properly onto the headset. This is good. We're pulling away from the cars behind. Oh, shit. Sorry, excuse the language. We might be alright. However, I've just realised that I forgot to adjust the grill back. Hopefully, it's not going to cost us here in this one. As we can see, we're not getting too bad at temperatures at the moment, so we should be alright. I'll leave it as is. But please do shout in chat if they do, if temperatures do start getting up into 125, 130 range. Yeah, it is thinner, Kev. So I don't know what, I saw you said you got a Corsair headset. I don't know what the thickness of it is like. It's one of the unfortunate things about the design of the TrackClick Pro is it doesn't really accommodate for those headsets that have a thicker headband. And as you say, there's no, or as you allude to, there's no real way to mount it onto your headset if you don't have a thinner piece. Oh, something's happened to Leon. He's dropped down the field. Down in P11 now. Fortunate. Yeah, I'm actually catching Jardier here. Despite the damage. And there's me usual connect sound. Oh, that Ferrari's trying to make silly moves there into that final turn. Right. Let's change that IRB. Jardier car's broken. Okay. So you got damage on the front, I'm guessing. Oh, he's got suspension damage. Damn. He did kind of put it into a 3/4 wide situation, I think. From what I've read you, cool. Are you happy with the performance of the system? Yeah. It would be nice to have a bit more FPS. I'm getting about 75, 80 FPS at the moment. I'd like another 30. Tip me over the 100, that'd be great. But I think I'm slightly CPU bottlenecked. I've got a 4080 Super, which obviously isn't the biggest and best of cards, but certainly good enough. But I got a 5700X, so a reasonably, it's not massively old CPU, but fairly. Got it back in 2021. Be nice to have a 9850 X3D or something like that. But yeah, as long as the stream's fine. Marker that. How bad is Jardier's suspension damage? I mean, he's still holding a reasonably good pace. He's probably a few tenths down from where I'd like to be, but he's not losing absolutely tons of time. And yeah, performance on the stream and OBS is all good. Next lap we're going to have GT3s, so things are going to get real interesting. Yeah, the car turning left. Left front is yellow. Car side is orange. Interesting. Wonder if that came from me trying to avoid the car in front spinning, or whether it was someone else. Oh, he's had a big snap. Oh, Ferrari died. So a freebie. Now we're on to the back of shards. I believe it was an Alpine. It might have been Neon then. Who's going to get this GT3? Well, we might as well. Right, really early there, though. Yeah, going to get this Lambo, lovely. Might have been a little bit of contact there. Oh, very deep. That was really bad. So we'll have those two, but we're not going to get this Porsche. That was a little bit sketchy there. Just dropped one gear more just to try and make sure that we stay tight to the inside, and that did upset the car somewhat. Oh, come on, come on. Oh, Jardy. Probably wouldn't have gone then. I know he's tried to build a gap on me, but would have been better and safer for him to have stayed in behind. No, we're going to get caught by the BMW. Thankfully, Jardia got caught with the Porsche. Well, this is busy, keeping us on our toes, that's for sure. Oh, pull that inside curb. Inside of the car a little bit. Ah, Jadia's got the Porsche done. Oh, my plan is too late. No, we're good. That's all the GT3's done for a bit. Hey Chris, how's it going, bud? Oh, and we can breathe. Thanks very much for tuning in, everyone. Please do give the live stream a like. Say hi if you're here lurking in chat. Give us some motivation, see if we can get Jards. second and a half. And I think in clear air, we do have the pace over him, even though both of us have got damage, but his is worse from the sounds of things. That's doing a good spot. Glad to hear, Chris. Yep, been all good so far. There was a little bit of contact in turn one, which gave us damage, but we have some good pace despite that. Very closely matched. We are slightly slower than the other cars around us, but we're not far off. Light Broken's button. That's not good. Oh. I see. I see what you mean now, Jensen. And now that I know that you've liked it, try and go faster for you. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Way too deep. Stuff that one up. Oh dear. And again. This ain't good. Losing a bit of time. Car behind is now starting to catch a bit more. Right, let's refocus again. Oh my god. Big moment. where we had a half spin earlier. It's now closing in quite a bit more. Right, let's not absolutely stuff turn 1 this time. 54.2, God. That is very fast. Oh, lock up on the Porsche MP3. That's going very deep. Engine temp slowly rising. Copy. It's not too bad though. As long as it stabilizes in and around where it is. And I think I'm fairly happy. Behind exploring track limits. That's better. Much better that time. hello, Ferrari. I got a little bit scary. Oh, big track limits penalty there. Ferrari's very good under braking. Yep, Tyre's going to blow that. Oh my god. Oh no. Someone wanted. Probably should have been a bit more patient. Annoyingly, our cars got stuck together. Oh god. That was a bit cheeky of me. Right, let's try and settle back down again. We start making more stupid mistakes. Still doesn't show any damage. Yeah, that. Getting unlucky with the traffic at the moment. Still an hour to go. 40 minutes down. Again, caught those. Oh god. GT3's in all the wrong places. That's quite frustrating. Now we damaged the tyre. Got flat spots now. Oh, Leon's into the bits. Interesting, pretty early. Maybe he was worried that he was going to get caught and stuck behind me and lose time. Right, let's get these two in front. And then the cars beyond that. BMW P7, 9 seconds up the road. That, as well as these two, should be catchable. Leon's in the pits for 1 minute and 9 seconds. Curious as to what he's done in the stop, whether he took tyres or not. Someone else could double check his stream. That would be much appreciated. So hard to overtake in the hypercars. You can kind of get close to about half a second, and it's difficult to get much closer and into a position to go for a move. Unless they have a poor exit. Oh, caught in all the dirty air. Right, now we can go for a move. Not quite. So clear that track limits. Closer than we were previously. My God. Why are you so slow at a lot of these apexes? And the Canadian front span as well. That's an absolute mess. At least we now got some clear air. Indeed freebies, but a bit done without the inconvenience of the hit and everything else like that. I know I was following behind, but he slowed way more at the apex than usual. Must have been really struggling on tyres or something like that. Some good laps here. Closing in on the cars in front. "30 seconds off the back of Jardier now. So much time we've lost through the various incidents and moments that we've had in this first stint." Being a hypercar terrorist there. Pretty cheeky of me. Way out of flow and out of sync coming into here. cheeky move. Doesn't quite work. I think we will need to, yes. That was what was running through my mind when he went for that send. So I was caught slightly off guard. So I was busy thinking about other things. Yeah. It's for sure going to be a tyre change. Going to make the opening laps interesting. Curious as to how quickly things will come up to temperature on a used set of tyres. Boring track? Huh? And we'll make a change to the grille just to be safe. Jardio into the pits. Oh, too wide. Car behind into the pits. We can do one more lap. Yeah, I think everyone will be taking tyres. You're gonna get to the end of the race with like 10% left in terms of tyre wear, and I just don't know what that's like in terms of tyre life. So there's going to be a mix of people here who have taken tyres and others who haven't. Obviously, those who have been looking after the tyres might be able to do it, but we've had a couple of spins and some moments that will have knocked tyre life out. Oh, good pit entry. Happy with that. So, a bit of a messy first stint, but hopefully this next one could go better. Seconds. So we are now on pressure tyres. See where we come out in relation to everyone else. Obviously, we know Jardier's taken tyres. The Porsche that was just behind us before the pit stop, they've not taken tyres. They're at a pit lane 55 seconds. Quick. So, yeah, they've gone on through now. They're at the top there. I just got to remember that we are on stone cold tyres and to account for that. Just look at this understeer. It's going to be terrifying for myself and everyone else who is at speed. I say don't get too close. Hey. So we've got a little bit of pain here, but once we're up to temperature, we'll be alright. Oh. Freebie. Right, back in the P8. .25 seconds to P5. We're going to lose more time here on this lap. But what are their tyres going to be like at the end? How snappy this is. No downforce. We got downforce. Just no grip in the tyres where there's no temperature in them. Yeah. So that's the reason for the lack of pace at the moment. It's alright, it will come back. Tyres are getting there now. Wait, we're too late there. Oh dear. Okay, please watch the rejoin. Oh my god, mate, you will lap down. Didn't need to sit there on the inside. Is someone in front of us disconnected? Or gone to the pits or something? I'm pretty sure there was someone between me and Ibrahim. Yeah, that's what I thought. Oh, Whelan's not having a good time. Right, 27.5 seconds. 28.5 to get back into the top 5. on fresher tyres than Ibrahimi, but I think Ibrahimi was qualified at the front. Certainly very quick. He was the Porsche that was right behind us when we went to the end of that first stint and pitted a lap earlier, but he didn't take tyres, so got a tyre advantage here. Yeah, it takes three laps to get to about 60 degrees. 60 to 65. And then there's still a little bit of time to be found in the laps beyond it. So it's like 3 to 5 laps. Nah, 5. You're up to 10.5 laps. But yeah, you do lose 12 seconds to change tyres. Oh no, you lose more than that getting them up to temperature. Way more. Yeah, I'd say it's probably 10 to 15 seconds. Yeah. Oh, okay. I just looked at the entire top 3 and all of them didn't take tyres in the pit stop. I like the new tyre. I think it's cool that it takes as long as it does to bring them up to temp. It certainly adds a lot more time in terms of immersion and strategy. So that's really cool. And then once they're actually up to temperature, they feel much better. They're a lot more realistic in their behaviour. Any sort of slide just kills your lap time. And the slides are recoverable for the most part, but yeah, if you do get too aggressive, then some of them could be really quite tricky to as we saw earlier where we had our spin. I reckon they found a really nice balance with the tyres. Just need to make sure that the BOP in the hypercars is correct. Slight little lock up there. Excuse me, say that again. Slight little lock up there under braking. It's going to be about half a second a lap quicker than the two cars in front of us. Although Wheelie's kind of pulling away a little bit. I'll maintain the speed and momentum coming through this section. Cars are tricky under braking. Grip changes during the stint. Do low tyre wear, yeah. We also got brake migration to factor in, as well as the fact there's no ABS, and the grip relies heavily on the amount of downforce that the car is producing. So you'll see at the end of this braking zone, we can get to 100% for like a split second, and then we have to start bleeding immediately, just to avoid locking up. Not where I want to be at the moment. These two kind of here, close and fighting. Slip on through without really affecting them too much though. .56.4 from a Porsche in front of us. Yeah, we are catching the two in front. Oh god. Got those two Porsches right where I didn't want to be. Traffic's kind of killing us here at this moment, this stage. He didn't know. So I'd be curious to see what his, as well as some of the others, tyre life is like at the end. As well as their pace. Deep. Car's tyres were at 60%. Yeah, mine were kind of 50, 60, but I did also have the spins. Thank you very much. Not expecting him to let me have the inside there. Or tyre advantage would be better than this. I'm curious. Yeah. We'll see if there's a big fall off or not. Did 55.2 on that previous lap. It's around 54.8. But obviously the ball off's not too bad at the moment. Maybe a small one. What percentage do you usually start feeling a drop off? Well, this is the thing, these are brand new physics and updates to these tyres, so it's hard to know for sure where it is. I think it was like 30% previously, somewhere around there, but kind of in steps. Or at least it was. I don't know if things have changed now where the tyre is more consistent throughout the entirety of the stint. Yeah, he did a 58.1, so we're nearly 3 seconds quicker on that lap. But we're going to need a lot more than that to actually catch him. So yeah, I don't know if the tyres are just a lot more consistent now all the way through the stint down to, like, I don't know, maybe the last 10-15%. Missing the braking point for that. Not braking in the right way for that corner. I'm not a fan of the damage effects that they have in here in LMU. They're a bit overdone. It almost looks like paint pattern rather than actual damage, scratches and stuff. This is a lot of traffic. This might be why Abrimi lost a lot of time on a couple of laps ago. Bless me. Sorry. Apologies for that. Cheers, Jensen. Yeah, I think traffic was a big factor a couple of laps ago. Oh, my word. There's some funny stuff going on in chat. I won't repeat it. Hello. I'm not too sure where either of those two lockups came from. The first one maybe just a slight bit braking, but that second one when turning in, that just seemed to come out of nowhere. Might be surface temp. Mix of high speed and then very small minor lockup, just kind of flash heating the surface of the tyre. That was better that time. One minute remaining, 2 more laps. Well, lap and a half. This lap and then one more. We just gotta drive through. Oh my god. We need to get within 30 seconds. We're within 30 seconds, we might get a position here. Traffic right where I don't want it though. Did we get it? Did we get it? I'm not sure we did. We might see in the end the final results. Don't roll down the hill. Oh, I don't think we did. I thought the drive-through was a 30-second penalty if you don't get to serve it. Because there's no point in serving it on that final lap. Unless it bumps us in the final standings, we shall see. Yeah. We should check tires rather than finish 10% next time. Where was Paris? Right, I apologise there. Because they did moan. There we go. Right. Let's see if the timer has actually changed. But yeah, everything's still down at 60%. So I'm curious to see what the front runners actually did in terms of their tyre wear, how much they actually had left remaining. This all generally felt good. Am I right? If that. Ready. There we go. Updated. Updated, you know, race setup. Oh, so it did still count me as 7th. Better to finish 9th. So I didn't gain any rating? Oh, a low rating gain. Yeah. I'm going to take a look at the R-Factor 2 log analyzer to see if it came up there with people's... Hello? What is this? What are these guys showing here? That's strange. 25 seconds for a drive-through in the end. 3-second difference. Damn. That's a little bit frustrating. Should have been, yeah, should have been higher anyway without the spins and all that sort of thing. But should have also just bargained on the tyre front too. It's what is up with these standings. Why have they changed so much and made it all look so bad? No way am I 4th overall. Nah. This looks broken. Me, because I can't cycle pages. Don't really know what that's trying to show there. There we go. Yeah, no way am I 4th. I know I've done 2 rounds, but... I'm guessing those two... I I mean, a bunch of people may have changed car for this race. Yeah, there you go. So they missed the first round. Well, they're not classed scoring points in the first round, so they are... Well, so maybe we are fourth then. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Right, let's take a quick look at the R Factor 2 log analyzer first, just to see if... I'm curious to see what their tyre wear was like at the end of this. Fuel and tyres. They're GTs didn't finish anyway. Fuel. Finish. It's not going to show their tyre life at the end though, is it? That's the thing. Gemini. There. 1.43%. We did... How many laps? 52? So they finished with about 75% left. So they're probably just properly managing their tyres. Had a setup that worked well. So even Barrier, so yeah, Barrier, who's second, his tyre wear was really good. Colombo was third, also really good tyre wear, like general average. Really struggled with was Ibrahimi. So again, 1.43% as well. 1.65. So we would have finished about 16% left if we hadn't changed tyres and we didn't have all the spins that we did have. Okay, interesting. Something to note for future races, because Kota is one of the tracks that's going to be worst for tyre wear. It'll be a mix of car setup, your driving style will play into that, and then also spins and things as well, because we had... I still have it. Where we had a couple of spins, our wear percentage, or average wear percentage, will be higher, because we would have taken a bit more life out of the tyres through those spins. So I probably would have been a little bit better, kind of in and around that 1.5% if I didn't have the spins that I had, or the incidents that I had. So it's not like our tyre wear was massively off in comparison to everyone else's. So if we did... Calculator back. So yeah, if we did 52 laps times 1.5%, 78, we would have finished with 22% left. Which ain't the worst. Alright, let's take a look at this race start and everything. So we had a really good getaway from the lights. Let's take a look. Yeah, even Jardier is like pretty much fully alongside. I mean, in fact, at this point, he's ahead of me. There he is. You can't you can't see him on the screen here, but I've literally got like a dive plane in the end of the splitter. So yeah, he's ahead of me at this point, and then yeah, good reaction. The car just pulled nicely, which is a surprise because the Alpine is usually pretty good acceleration wise. Ah, that was Ibrahimi there. Was the guy who was ahead and spun. So let's take another look at that. Yeah, I think Ibrahim gets tagged either by this Porsche or the car that's on his outside here. This is the kind of view that I wanted. 1, 2, 3, 4 cars wide. 4 cars wide in front there. As you can see, tried to keep it as tight as I possibly could. So did he actually get hit, or did he just spin himself? Yes. By both the car on the outside and the car on the inside. The car on the outside didn't really give any room. I mean, there's a car width there, but the line difference that they're taking is just, there's convergence and a pinch. Right. Jardier. Where are you? Because things just opened up nicely for you. Yeah, they do. So is that all the contact that he had? And he picked up damage from that? It says eclipse this Porsche here and me. So this is... Can't really see. Oh, hello. That's probably the best. Actually, if I do that. Bump. So yeah, he's made contact with that Porsche there at that point, and then there's a slight little bump with me as well, which is probably what gave him, I think, tapping the Porsche in front is what gave him the suspension damage, and then tapping the side with me would have been the side damage. What happened here with Leon then? So if I'd gone outside, would have been a lot more space, evidently. These two get stuck together. This guy's unfortunate again. Kind of nerfed off out wide out here. Then Leon gets held up by this guy. Where did this guy come from? Ah, behind me. Yeah, I reckon Leon probably picked up some damage. Oh, the Aston sounds good. Oh. Oh my god. How that didn't end up in more calamity and chaos, I don't really know. I got a poor run off the exit there, and then we went outside. He bounced over the inside curb. And it was just really slow pickup off of the exit. We were getting nice drives off the exit of that final corner. At this point I was feeling a little bit more confident on the brakes than Leon perhaps was, but he got very close to us on the exit there. So it was wheeling in front in the Ferrari, who I think had a bit of a sympathy spin for Jardier. A good topography of turn one. Yeah, the track AI helps. So that's obviously with a move. But when you hook it up nicely like that, it works really well. But obviously, as I say, track AI helps a hell of a lot. So I could do this and I could look into the apex and spot that round the A pillar. Right. So it's on this lap, Jardier has his wiggle. Manages to hold it nicely, and then this guy has a sympathy spin. Oh my... Oh, he did hit the barrier. I was going to say he was so lucky to not hit the wall. This is where I'd watch back a bit from Jardier. Yeah, that was fun. I remember lap 19 being in a moment. Yeah, so it's that. Yeah, here. This guy was completely innocent. There's not much you could have done there. That was me lunging slightly and then the rear end, as you can see, stepping out. And that caused the contact between myself and the Porsche, which then straightened me up again and put me into that situation where I was getting spun the other way. Thankfully, found the gravel pretty quick. Managed to save some tyre. And then this was the other situation. Yeah. A bit late. A bit too late with that. I thought I was going to be okay, because when you're in the car, as you can see, there is a crest, so you can't see where the apex is. And obviously at this point, it looks like he's opening up to give me the space here on the left-hand side for that apex curb. and I thought it was maybe 20-30 meters later than it was, or judging it 20-30 meters later than it actually was. So when it comes to this point, I've already committed to his inside, well, I can now see the apex curb. But at this point, he's committing to his line because that's one, what you do as a GT3, two, you don't really have much else other option as a GT3 unless you either like fully get out of it and compromise yourself on the entry. But at this point, he's kind of already committed to the corner, and I'm just sticking my nose in. Probably could have straightened up a bit more. Imagine he actually did. No, he didn't. Okay. So he was just turning in regardless of the fact that I was coming in and there. Yeah, I didn't want to react to and steering. There's, yeah, a possibility they didn't see me. For sure. So there was that. 25. This guy really struggled here in this braking zone. So I was gonna, on the next lap, try and line myself up for a move there. Yeah, that was the contact. No. Please. So 121. Yeah, he's about 16, 17 kilometers an hour slower than he was on that previous lap. Let's see, even the lap prior to that, just to make sure there wasn't a one-off. Even faster still. He's got a bit wide there, so he has slowed more that time round, but that would explain. Overslowed the car. Ah, this is you. Yeah, you did overslow the car. Focused on fuel. No worries. Yeah, I did wonder what was going on at the time. I did think it's like, you've gone way too slow into here. But obviously at that point, it was too late for me. You can see I'm kind of trying to straighten the car when I realised, but yeah, slight little bump there. All is good. And then you had this guy spun in front. Lang. Oh, I just locked up the rear. Did a sympathy spin. It's quite funny, at this point, I was thinking about tyre strategy. What to do in terms of tyres. And I was just thinking, tyres, do I change tyres? Do I not? Do I change tyres? Oh, hello. Car. Switchback. Drive. Go. Boom. Retain position. Thank you very much. That was a beautiful switchback there. It's not like his move didn't come from absolutely nowhere. He was relatively close, but it was a bit of a lunge. Ah. I don't think he even intended to go for that move. Like, he was showing his nose and then coming back in. saw the closing speed here. Perhaps I got on the brakes a little bit. Maybe. Watch this and this light here. Yeah, so I think he's... Sorry. I think he's panicked. And yeah, was trying to move out of the way in avoidance. And he was just trying to make the corner. That'll be why he didn't get up and go on the exit. Used first to get it slowed down and then short shifted up into second. The fact that no change was probably a better choice feels wrong. Not necessarily. It depends on what the tyre life is like at the end. Because I looked at the R-Factor 2 log analyzer of what Barrier and Kamini came out with their tyre life, and they both finished with, well, in and around 20% tyre life left. And tyres in endurance racing do tend to last, like, a stint. I imagine once you kind of get to the end, like the very end of their tread life, they will drop off like an absolute cliff. So I'd like to think a similar sort of happens. It just depends on where that cliff is. If it's at like 10% or 5%, and then the tyres drop off massively. If it's like that, then I'm fine with it and I can get on board with it. It's just obviously coming into the tyres or this race with a new set of tyres and different behaviour to how they were previously. We don't really have the data unless someone's done extensive testing and running with numerous other races beforehand as to where or what you can actually get away with the tyres. Obviously, we've been used to the previous tyres where they drop off at kind of like 60% and then they drop off again kind of at about 45, and then once you kind of get to 30%, the tyres are like pretty much done and like you want to be changing them. So it all depends on where that cliff is now these days. But if it's yeah, I think it might be closer to kind of like 5 or 10% now. Just need to test and figure out. But either way, thanks very much. Thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in this evening. Hopefully you enjoyed tonight's live stream and the race and seeing what the new tyres are like, because it was certainly interesting, especially the warm-up laps when the tyres are freezing cold and there's absolutely no temperature in them whatsoever. But yeah, that was cool. That was good fun, and it's nice to see that we're quite high up in the championship. I imagine as the rounds go on that we will start to drop down the order, but we'll do our best to try and stay up there as best as we can, and hopefully try and get a little bit closer to the front in the upcoming races. Either way, thank you very much for tuning in this evening. Yeah, give the live stream a like, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one, which will be on Monday. Monday evening, we'll be back again with the usual, the other series, the LMS. So, yeah, look forward to seeing you then. Till then, have fun, stay safe, take care.